What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome back to the Hargests on Deck podcast. We are your hosts. I am Brandon.
I'm Ashley.
And we are back.
We're back. We've been away for a couple weeks, and I've missed sitting in these chairs with you.
I have too.
Yeah, you look good. I like this new jacket of yours.
This is brand new.
Yeah, it's nice.
Brand spanking new.
Spanking new. Wow.
It feels a little bulky, but I think it's for the warmer weather.
I know.
Cooler weather.
Gonna keep you warmer.
Thank you. You got it.
It's supposed to drop down to the 20s tonight, which is
I know that's crazy.
Wild. That means the holidays are upon us.
They are upon us. You know my favorite thing about this colder weather, and this is totally laced with sarcasm here. We got this fancy big plant. Is it mums? That's what they're called, mums?
Yes.
This big old plant that we put on our front porch. Ash is like, it's going to be so cute. We're going to have it out there, and it's just going to be fall, and it's great. Except with the colder weather, she goes, hey, it might freeze tonight. Can we bring the mums in the house? So what is supposed to be an outside plant is basically an inside plant every night.
It just sleeps indoors.
This is a plant.
Here's the thing. I got these mums at Costco.
Yes.
They're massive.
It is a very big plant.
Yeah, I've never had mums so big before, but they are so pretty. And I got them a little bit early, I feel like, this year.
And I was I was questioning it, but I said, you know what?
People were already getting the mums.
They had them out, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to get them.
Well, but everything goes fast at Costco, so I thought if I wanted to get it, I had to get it then. So, I also tried to read up on how to best buy your mums, and I heard that if you want them to last longer, buy them when they're still like the little bulbs, like before they bloom.
Okay, which you did.
Because if you buy them in full bloom, then they're gonna be at their peak in the store and then go downhill from there. So I got them when there were only a few blooms, and
and she definitely took her time picking this out. I mean, I think we went through 5 or 6 different ones. She's like, oh, you know what? That looks great. Let's get that one. I get it. Oh, turn it around. I don't think so. I'm so sorry. Can we do this one instead? So we did a lot of that.
It's an art. This is very serious.
And if it wasn't
picking,
it's so big too. It
is huge. I mean, I love it.
For those who are listening on audio, you can't really see the motions I'm making with my arms, but I mean, I have to get my arms around it.
You should watch on YouTube just so you can see this motion alone.
Oh, I feel like I'm a bodybuilder trying to, but no, it is crazy how large this thing is. And I think your goal is to make it through Thanksgiving or to Thanksgiving.
Yes. So I figured out the best way to buy them, got them before they bloomed, and then tried to read up on how to keep them alive and healthy, because I don't have the best track record for mums in the past. They seem like very, very, what's the word?
They're fragile.
Yes. Not sassy, but they're
temperamental.
Yeah. And no matter how much I water them, how little I water them, how much I put them in the sun, how much I put them in the shade, they are just angry little fellas.
So why do we keep buying them?
Because that's what you do in the fall. It's just what you do.
It's just what you do.
So,
that's terrific.
But I figured it's probably me, and I have read up on how to best take care of mums, and I've read different things. That's where it gets tricky. It's like one thing says one thing, another says another. So what do you believe? Well, you just have to trial and error. So I brought them home and started watering them. It says that they need full sun. Well, where they are on the porch, there's no sun. So I've been trying to pull them in the sun every now and then. And anyways, they bloomed.
It's a lot.
They bloomed.
They did.
This is a very long mum story. But,
it's a very long mum story.
I'm very passionate about these mums. They bloomed. They're beautiful right now. And the thing is I need them to last and look incredible until the day. So the evening of Thanksgiving, when the last guests leave, they can die.
You do know that is over a month from now.
Well,
that is a very long time in the lifespan of plants in this new cold weather that we're experiencing.
Yes. So I'm going to try to do it right, because I don't want to have to buy more mums. So we are hosting Thanksgiving at our house this year.
Yes.
And we're going to be having people over. So I just need them to look good through Thanksgiving Day. When that last guest leave, they can die because day after, the next day, it's Jingle Bell time.
That's right.
We're decorating for Christmas. So the mums can go. So anyways, I am like babying these so much.
I know, it's kind of ridiculous.
So well, Lincoln was like touching the flowers today. I was like, "What are you doing?
Get away from the mums."
He said they're warm. It was like they
so
were
sweet.
a fire.
It was so precious. He was pretending.
It was cute, but
and playing.
They don't know how serious this is. So, so yes, it's supposed to get down to the 20s tonight. So we brought the mums in. And then we'll probably try to put them out in the sun tomorrow and then maybe bring them in again. I don't know. It's all over the place.
Every day.
It's a big part of my life right now.
Well, it sounds like it's a big part of your life. We just spent like the first 10 minutes of this talking about it.
I know. So
it's all good.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. But you know what? Besides that, we've been gone for 2 weeks, so we got to get our small talk out of the way. We have
a lot to talk about.
We're sorry we've been away. It was not intentional. That is not for sure. No, that is for sure. It was not intentional. We had planned on being here, but sadly life got in the way where we had some travel we did.
Yeah. We were out of town when we normally would film, so we didn't film a couple weeks ago because of that.
Correct. Yes. And we had a lot of fun.
Where'd we go?
So we went to a buddy of mine's wedding.
Yes.
We went to Johnson City, Tennessee, which is past Knoxville. For a second, I forgot where I was. So we went out there, and now it was interesting because it's about 4.5 hours away from where we are. And we thought, why is it so far out here? You know, this couple does not live out there. So why are we going all the way out there?
What is out in this place?
But once we got there, we realized exactly why it was picked. It was a magical place.
We get it now.
Yeah.
Everyone should get married here.
It was so cool. I mean, one of the coolest, most beautiful weddings that we have been to in a long time.
When we were pulling up to the ceremony and got like a peek, because it was like behind trees and stuff, we were like,
what?
Wow.
It was really magical.
It was from a magazine.
You had it was like the place where they actually got married. It was outside, and it looked like it was on a little island. Because technically, I think, did we cross over a bridge or not? I can't remember, and I'll tell you why we can't remember because it was quite a story. Yes, but it felt like where they got married was right on the water, and behind where they were getting married was a waterfall. I think it was like multiple two waterfalls.
At least two waterfalls in the backdrop.
And this giant, the backdrop was just unbelievable.
And we were in the mountains. It was the scene,
so cool
scenery, the what?
Yeah, the
view.
I'm talking about the actual natural stuff or the decorations.
No, what do you call the view?
The you're killing me. I don't know. Scenery.
Yes.
Just go with that.
I think there's another word out there, but
probably.
Anyways, that's fine. It was insane.
It was really pretty. It really was.
Yeah.
And so before we get to like the reception stuff, let's go back to why was it so hectic? So again, this is a 4.5 hour drive, and I took the day off. I took it was on a Thursday. I took Thursday and Friday off so we could make the drive up there, go to the wedding, and then have fun while we're out away from the house. And we were gonna leave early in the morning. And knowing us, we
always have good intentions.
We do. We didn't get out the door quite as early as we needed to, but we knew that we still had time. It was not going to be a rush. We were going to get to the hotel, have a few hours there to get ready and relax, and it'll be good to go. So we're driving down. Everything seems to be fine, but the GPS keeps going up higher and higher. We're thinking, what's going on? This doesn't make sense because it shouldn't be this. Something's wrong. Maybe we're in the mountains. The signal's going haywire, whatever. It routes me a different way. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get off the interstate and go some back roads, maybe skip. Maybe there's some traffic ahead. Who knows? We do that, and I'm thinking, this was a mistake. It's getting longer and longer. And what we found out, which thankfully we were not the only ones that found this out, weirdest random traffic on a Thursday. on this interstate going east in Tennessee, and it slowed us down. It added an extra hour and a half, I think, to our time. It was insane how backed up it was. That the time we were supposed to be there, the wedding starts at 6:30. And you don't be late to a wedding, of course. You don't even be on time. You have to be early.
You get there early
to a wedding.
Because the wedding starts at that time.
Correct. And I kept telling us the wedding's going to be at 6 o'clock. So that way in my head, I'm thinking, okay, we'll have a buffer there. If we think the wedding's at 6, we'll have a buffer. Well, that buffer was slowly getting smaller and smaller. And the problem was we had to go to the hotel first because none of us were changed. I didn't shower that morning. I was thinking I was going to be able to get to the hotel, shower and shave and all that stuff. And so I thought, well, we'll have plenty of time. We were cutting it so close that I had the calculations up. I saw that if we were to get to the hotel, which thankfully was only 9 minutes away from the venue, I said if we got to the hotel and got in there and left in time to get back to the venue by 6:30, we would have exactly, 7 or 8 minutes in the hotel.
8 minutes.
8 minutes. 8 minutes to get out of the car with 3 little boys in the hotel, checked in, up to the room, changed. I did not shower, by the way. Shaved though. I had to clean it up. Clothes on, back in the car, head to the hotel or head to the venue.
This man expected magic to happen. That's what he's saying.
I said, do we do this or do we go to the venue and we get changed in the parking lot?
Hopefully we find somewhere secluded.
Yes, because it would be very tight for us all to get changed in there. So we decided we are going to risk it for the biscuit. Yes. And we went straight to that hotel and we said, kids, this is not a drill. We are not messing around. We are getting out of the car and we are running in. Do not mess around. Do not mess with each other. We're going. So we get out, record time. I checked in. I do
have to say, just because people will be like, how was this done? I did myself. I showered, curled my hair before we left that morning. Okay. So I had those things done.
You were prepared.
And okay. I did my makeup in the car.
You did.
So I just had to throw my clothes on.
You had to throw your clothes on. The boys had to throw their clothes on. I had to shave, had at least shave. I did not shower. But I was hoping that the hair was looking okay. And I threw clothes on. So we get in there. I'm talking to the front desk lady. And I said, I am so sorry. We are trying to get to a wedding. And she was like, oh, no problem. No, she was super nice. And she completely understood. And she was going as fast as she possibly could. Thankfully, it wasn't a super busy hotel.
She saw my eye twitching when I walked in. She said, oh, man.
She saw the boys.
Just go.
Yeah,
you can stay here tonight for free. So bad for you guys.
I wish that happened.
She didn't actually say that.
No, she didn't. But we got the hotel keys.
I was twitching, probably.
Ran up to the hotel, got in there, somehow got changed. I was counting down on the watch. Like, we've got 8 minutes. We've got 6 minutes. 3 minutes. Like we
were incredible.
It was unbelievable.
I took the boys' clothes because I had all how I packed for them. I rolled up everything they needed together, like
just
shirt,
perfect
pants, socks, underwear,
ready to go.
Everything. Rolled it all up. So I just threw the balls at them. And thankfully, they can all dress themselves, except for Lincoln needed help with some buttons and tying his shoes.
Yeah, but
other than that, they could get themselves dressed.
It worked. And I said,
and I did their hair in the car.
Oh, yes. So we jump back in the car. The lady at the front desk was like, what? She did a double take almost because we just walked in all kind of, most of us were kind of scraggly.
Yeah, we were all very we looked rough walking in.
And then we walk out
then,
just
2 seconds later, we're like, what's
it was like, that slow motion, you walk by and all. No, I wish it was like that. But we run, jump in the car, get to the venue. We are cutting it close. It's like 6:28, 6:29 when we're parking. I'm like, okay,
but
we're
people
here.
were pulling in behind us.
Well, that was... Yes, spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. We get up, and that's when we see this beautiful, amazing place. We try to take it all in, but we had to get to where we were sitting down. The most awkward part, though, because of where this venue was, where you had to walk down the aisle to the chairs to where the place was, the entire wedding party is standing on this little walkway to where everything is. And it's a small walkway, and they can see our gang of 5 just running up, going, where do we go? Oh, there it is. And we have to walk and just sorry. Like walk by all of the wedding party, saying hi to our friends. And they're like, I'm so sorry. Trying to get there because they're about to start any second. We passed the bride. She was up the hill. We could see her because it's an outside wedding. And we're like, this is so embarrassing. And not only that, we get to where the chairs are, and it is a smaller wedding. So there wasn't really any open chairs. So I thought, oh my goodness, we are literally going to have to stand in the back because there's no chairs for us to sit down.
But did you realize that there were actually rows of chairs that I think everyone left open for like family or something, but the family sat somewhere else? Those rows were open the whole time.
In the front?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Nobody
that.
ever sat in there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We literally found a couple of chairs spaced out, and we kind of politely like pointed it to them, and some people realized, oh yeah, and they scooted in and gave us a couple of chairs so we could have the kids on our laps.
But there were a couple people who walked in behind us and had to do the same thing, walk by the wedding party.
That was the only redeeming thing was that we were not the last people there.
That's all we cared about.
And it was just like, oh, thank goodness we weren't last. But everybody, because everybody that was there, most people that were there, were from Nashville. We were all from there. So everybody's going through this traffic too, that weren't the wedding party who were already there from the night before. So everybody kind of understood that they all had to go through this. But I don't think that everybody risked it at the hotel. So, but it was fun.
We like to live on the edge.
We do.
We're always about risking it for that biscuit. We love biscuits. So
yes,
we're always willing to risk it.
So good.
What?
What?
I don't know.
I don't either. I lost my track of thought. I don't know if I was thinking.
I'm talking about biscuits.
Okay. I don't know what I was thinking.
You thought we were talking about a wedding. Now we're talking about biscuits.
Okay.
You got to keep up.
Right? I realized I just started saying yes to things.
Now
I don't know what you're
can't
saying.
eat gluten, so I don't eat biscuits.
Gluten-free biscuits. That's gross.
Biscuits.
Well, I apologize. That's sad for you.
Anyways, that's another story.
That is another story. So the wedding. You
got it.
It was, like we said, it was a beautiful wedding. One thing I did want to point out, which I loved, I think it was a surprise to everybody, including the groom, the song that the bride walked down the aisle to. I loved it because every dude there realized what it was, and you could just see. So this is Carter's brother. You guys have heard Carter's name, I know.
Carter's mentioned more than anyone on this podcast.
I know.
Someone even messaged us and was like, you guys should have Carter on your podcast.
I know.
Because we talk about him every time.
He probably has no idea.
I don't even know if he listens to this podcast, so he probably doesn't even know.
Yes, but one person that we didn't talk about that we'll talk about later.
We got a special friend.
Mark.
Special friend that you guys need to know about.
Yes,
because
Mark.
Everybody needs a friend like Mark in their life.
Yes.
We'll get to him later in the podcast.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yes. There was a chance we could have brought him up too earlier. You talked about people coming over for Thanksgiving, and I thought, oh, you're going to say his name. We'll talk about Mark later.
Mark's a big part of our life,
He is. So, but in this instance, it was Carter's brother's wedding, and it was funny because Carter and their other brother Chipper were up as groomsmen, and Colton is getting married up there, and when this song played, I saw their faces. They were looking at each other because it was all surprise, and I saw them like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it, because we're such nerds. And Ashley leans over and goes, "Is this from Zelda?" Is that how
I sounded?
It was.
Is this from Zelda?
That's what you did. You had the camera up and you're like, oh my goodness. And yes, it was Zelda's Lullaby from The Legend of Zelda, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. But I thought
you had a little tear.
I had a little tear in my eye. Colton did as well. But I told Carter later, I said, I was so proud in that moment because you knew exactly what that song was. It just made my heart sing on top of the beautiful scenery out there and the moment. So, but yes, wedding was beautiful, amazing. Reception was awesome. We had a great time there. Food was great. The toasts were great. The dancing, we had a lot of fun out there.
The boys loved the dancing,
they did.
Especially Mason. He was all about it.
I was shocked because it was pretty a little dark outside where the actual dance area was.
And of course, there's this massive waterfall right behind the dance floor.
Beautiful,
magical.
So good. And we're up there dancing, having fun, and the boys are really getting into it. We're just making the most of it. But then there's like a little like a hot chocolate area too, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that for the boys and Ashley. And I go down there, and Mason kept asking he kept saying, can I go back and dance on the dance floor still? And I was like, seriously? He went off. I guess was it all? It was just Beckham and him, or was it all three boys?
He just went by himself.
Oh, just himself.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm taking off and going back up there on the dance floor. And here Ashley and I are hanging back. We're talking to, I think, Chipper and
Carter's other brother.
yes. And Mason is up there dancing all by himself.
But like in with everyone, but
sure,
by himself.
but just wanted to get up there and dance.
And just not holding back. It was so
just
funny.
having fun. It was great. So,
but all three of them were out there.
They all did dance. It was fun. So
yeah, it was
you
a fun
and I
outing.
got there and danced a little bit too, which was nice.
Yeah, and then Lincoln got a little jealous and he tried to squeeze in between us while we were dancing.
He did. He got a little jealous. I will say I was quite proud of myself for getting you on the dance floor, and it was a slow dance.
I feel like we always get out there.
I know, but I feel like I'm the one that has to encourage it a little bit more, which is unusual, I will say. But you have done it a lot lately. I'm just saying. Yeah. I feel like if I didn't say
quite the wedding dancer.
If I didn't say, may I have this dance, I feel like we would just be on the side watching everybody. So, but thank you for dancing with me. It was beautiful.
It's a lovely dance.
So yeah, that was our Thursday night, which was great because we had a whole weekend ahead of us. I took off the next day as well because even at the bare minimum, if we just drove back home, it would have been driving all day Friday. So we said, you know what? We have the whole weekend.
And we don't take the boys to do a whole lot,
we don't.
Away. Like the thought of them staying in a hotel, they were like,
they loved it.
It was the best thing ever. If we didn't do anything except for just spend the night in a hotel, even just a normal hotel.
Yeah, like the first hotel.
Yeah, they would think that's the best thing ever because we don't
do anything.
We don't go many places.
We stay here a lot. So I hope that changes. I think actually the rest of this year we're doing a lot of traveling going on. So hopefully we'll be more consistent with the podcasts. But if we miss a week, just know we wanted to do our best and try, but we were out. So, but we did decide to go somewhere and do something fun for the next couple days. So if you're familiar with the area, Pigeon Forge, that is coming back towards Nashville from where we were. It's still about an hour and a half from where we were or so. But it's coming back the way we were needing to go back to get home. And we decided, let's hit up Pigeon Forge, which is by Gatlinburg. Dollywood is there. It's a theme park, and it is just tourist city. There are so many touristy things you can do there, and we decided let's just go have fun, hang out there, and just take the boys and do all kinds of random things. And we realized there is a hotel that we pass, because we've been to Pigeon Forge a few times in recent years, and there's a hotel that we pass every time that looks so fun, but we never have stayed there. It is a hotel that has a water park in the hotel as well as outside on the property. And we thought, you know what? Let's check it out. Let's check the prices. Shockingly, it was the cheapest hotel in the area for the day we were going. So we said, we got to do this. That'll be perfect. I know it's October, but we got to go to this place. It has indoor area. And so we decided to go to the Wilderness at the Smokies, I think is what it's called. And oh my goodness, that was so much fun. The kids loved it.
They did.
Yeah, we had a good time there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Lincoln was a little bit small for some of the things.
Because they had like a wave pool.
And then I didn't feel too great. So Lincoln and I kind of hung out a lot together.
Yeah, I know. I felt bad.
And then you took the other two.
I took the other two. Yeah, they had
like
a wave pool inside. They had another like regular pool that went outside too, but it was still like covered. And they had a kiddie pool area, a splash pad, a baby area that had some cool things. And then they had multiple water slides, as well as like one of those surfboard flow rider things, which is really cool. But the slides, so cool. They had inner tubes. There were single rider lines, double inner tube rides or slides, and then they had these 4 to 5 person slides. One of them being this giant cone that you can see from the outside that when you go down it, it does have a giant drop at the beginning, and then it goes up the side of the cone and back down, and it's a lot of fun. And we started slow because I wasn't sure how the kids would take this because they've never really been on a real roller coaster. They did one thing back in February that was kind of roller coaster thrill ridey, but they've never really been on something big. And so I thought, well, let's just see. This could be a good test for roller coasters for their age and see how they do.
They've never been on a water slide before, right? I don't.
Well,
think
they have, because we did
Really?
the splash pad back back home. The splash pad before.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
there was a lot of water slides there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they weren't
They're-
that big, were they?
Well, not as big as this
Okay.
water park, because this water park, we had inner tubes. They were massive slides. But we do this. I go down with Mason first, and it has to be a certain age or certain height too. And thankfully, Mason, of course, met the height requirement. Beckham was just barely on one of them, but they let him slide. Pun. That was unintentional. But so what?
Are you cracking yourself up?
I thought you were going to say something and then you stopped.
I
I'm
said
sorry.
that was a good one.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You
No, I
were
wasn't cracking
still
myself up.
laughing at your
No,
joke.
I stopped.
Like, wow.
I thought you.
You
Never
really
mind.
liked that one.
No, I didn't. That was lame.
was
I'm
good.
sorry. It's
It
a
was
dad
great.
joke. Anyway, we go down with Mason first, and he thought it was awesome. We get Beckham, and Beckham is usually our kind of shy, kind of reserved, not sure if he wants to do that kind of stuff. But he was like, "Yeah, I'll go," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, this is awesome." He goes down. We all have a great time. Sadly, Lincoln is a little too young, too small for these. But we do this, and then we go and work our way up to the bigger one. And I felt like we needed to try the biggest one. And this is one where you have to be 48 inches. Beckham is 44 inches. They didn't measure him. And we went down it, and I said, boys, hold on tight. This is the cone that I was
Because
talking
people
about.
have flipped out of it.
People have flipped out of it. Again, it's a water slide, so worst case scenario, you flip out of it, you still slide in the water. You still have your inner tube, but it would be painful. So I was shocked because they were like, yeah, let's do this. They were no fear. I'm like, this is great. We get up there, and some of the people in line were telling us kind of how it has a drop. And we go on there, and it was one of those moments where I'm holding both their arms to make sure, and we're going down. We're all facing each other so I can see their faces. And we hit that first drop. That was a good 45-degree angle, and it was, it was pretty lengthy. And all of a sudden, just terror in their faces. They're not strapped in. It's a water slide. And we hit that ramp all the way up to the side of the cone and started to go back down. And Mason's face, I thought he was going to love it. I looked over at him, just,
Oh, no.
you could see
Aw.
the eyes. And I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? I literally thought if they were able to do this and have fun, we're going to have no problems when we hit real theme park rides. And it just screams. And then I thought, well, maybe they're screaming and it's more of like the fun screams. Well, once it settled down, it went back to where it was normal again. They were like, we are not doing that ever again. And I'm like, no, it was fun. And they're like, no, we're done. No more. And of course, that was our last one that we did for the day. And I think that if we had done it again, if I could convince them to do it one more time and they knew what to expect, I think they would have liked it. But yeah, I was a little bummed that they were so terrified of that moment, but it was good. Hey, we had a good time out there. We did that, and we stayed there for the next night, and we went out to Pigeon Forge and had breakfast the next day. We played.
I know we went to a really
putt-putt.
fun 50s diner
it
for
was great.
breakfast, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Ashley really did enjoy it. Yeah.
And then we went back that day to because we had access to the water park
Yeah,
all day
until
the next day
11 p.m.
And so we went back to we went by the outlet mall.
Yes. Gotta go do some shopping.
Then we went back to the water park and
We played putt-putt too.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Kids' first time playing
It was like
putt-putt.
glow in the dark putt.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That was really fun.
Wow, it's like wrangling cats though when you have three little ones that have never played putt-putt before. But it was fun. It was good for them to experience that, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then hopefully in future years we'll have a lot of fun playing a little bit more serious. So
Then we went back to the water park
Yes.
for the rest of the day, and we stayed actually way later than
we anticipated
because we wanted to get back early enough just to get everyone like showered and stuff because we were gonna go to church the next morning, and we ended up staying all day at the water park. We got
till
home
late.
really late. Still made it up for church on time.
Yes.
We actually were a little early to church.
Shockingly.
I don't know how that happened because
and of course we go to church with some family and none of them were at the service, so they couldn't
all
see.
went to first service.
They always see how late we are, and the one time we're early, no one's there. It was Just kidding. Anyway, but we had a good time out there. The kids loved it. 2 different hotels in one trip. It was amazing.
We're crazy, man.
I know. So that was a super long conversation about what we did 2 weeks ago.
We fit a lot in those 2 days.
We did fit a lot in. And then the next week, because what's our second excuse? Why did we miss the second week?
Well, we'll tell you.
Now.
Oh, right. That's me. I'll tell you.
What happened?
Anyways, well, guys, I don't even know if I was fully over the last sickness. We talked to you guys about the last time we were sick.
It wasn't that long ago. It was like a month ago.
Yeah, if that. And I feel like I wasn't even 100% over that. And I got hit so we got back from our trip late Saturday night, went to church Sunday morning, and then Sunday night we went over to my in-laws' house to celebrate Brandon's grandpa's birthday. And at the end of that night, when we were still at his parents' house, something like quickly came over me, and I started feeling so bad, like chills, body aches. Like I felt horrible. And by the time we made it home, I couldn't get in bed fast enough. I felt horrible.
Yeah, it was rough.
I was in bed literally 7 days.
It was rough.
I mean, I was in and out of bed. We still got our homeschooling in.
Somehow.
Yeah. And Brandon held down the fort.
Well, it was fine. It was not a big deal. Like, I was just here to help. So I was able to work from home this past week to help. Because
I was so thankful.
Yeah, because you were not quite living for most of that time.
It was rough. And I have to say, I feel like when I get sick on top of the already bad rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, yeah, the arthritis.
It's like my arthritis is already more than I can handle. So when I get sick on top of it, I'm gone, man. I feel like I missed out on a week, like what's happening in the world. But I also feel like it kind of makes my arthritis flare up more when I get sick, and it's harder for me to get over things. It was just a week, man. And I was on NyQuil several days, and that made me so out of it. I guess I ordered something off Amazon that I don't even remember ordering. I just was like
which it arrived today.
I was like half asleep for several days. I feel like the NyQuil just like knocked it out of me.
It knocked you out.
But anyways, hey, so
it's good to see you upright.
Thank you. It feels good to be upright. Today was the first day that I stayed out of bed all day.
Yes.
So I feel like that's success.
It is success.
Hopefully tomorrow will be even better. And
hopefully the boys don't get it. I keep hearing little coughs upstairs.
Mason lost his voice yesterday, and he's been coughing.
He did.
So
it's sad. It's cute but sad.
Fall and sickness.
Yes. I thankfully have avoided it this time, and I hope I
stayed
stay
well. I'm so glad.
I hope it stays that way. Thank you very much. So that's a bummer. That's why we missed 2 weeks in a row, because we went straight from a trip to being sick, and I didn't think you guys wanted a solo show here because
you should have.
No, I should not have.
You should have.
I need you
to
I need you with me in this. So it's a package deal, everybody. So but yes, I'm glad we're back, and I'm glad we're back with you guys.
I know we've missed it.
I know. This video has been largely a recap of what's been gone.
What's been gone?
What's been gone?
What's been going on? What's been on gone? What's been gone? What's been going on? What's been going on?
Again, you got to shake the rust off because I don't. Yeah, we don't know how to talk right now.
Yep. So, talking about all that we've been doing lately.
Yes.
Something that Brandon has been doing lately. Every day for how long have you been working on this?
It's probably been a few weeks now.
A few weeks?
Yeah, I feel like in the past week or two, it's been almost every night, if not every night. Yes.
He is getting back into songwriting.
Oh, I'm just cracking knuckles there.
That hurt.
That's actually real.
Yeah. He's been writing a new song, and it's so good.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I'm so excited. I get excited when you are like getting to do things that you're passionate about and love doing, because I know that whenever you get away from those things for a while,
I'm just a grumpy Grinch.
No.
A sassy pants. What is
No.
this? I just want you to have fun, because whenever you're not, it's no fun.
Miss whenever you're not like getting to work on something you enjoy,
Yes.
or create something, because that's
Yes.
what you love
I like to
doing.
be creative.
Yes,
I do.
And when you don't have something you're creating, like I can tell, like you want to always
I
have
do.
something that
I
you're
like
creating and working on. So I get excited when you have something that you're getting to
thank
do
you.
that you enjoy. So
I appreciate that.
he's been writing this
Yeah,
new song.
I've been writing
it's so
music
good.
again, and I've gotten to remember what that felt like, because I did that for most of my life. Was do music, writing, and playing music, and just
You've
creating overall.
written with a lot of different people too, haven't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, we've written with a bunch of different people, and written for all kinds of different things here and there, from Jump5 stuff to we did a whole record. Brittany and I, my sister and I, did a whole album together, just the two of us, after Jump5, called Guest, which I've mentioned multiple times if you've watched other podcasts or our videos with Hargests on Deck. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a really, it was a very big learning experience. Is that the right word? Big, a very impactful learning experience with that.
And how soon after Jump5 ended did y'all start Guess? Because I don't even remember.
I want to say, so Jump5 ended in 2007, and our album, our one and only album that we came out with, Guest, launched in 2010. So 2010.
Okay.
So we did have an EP that came out
That was just
before
a year before we got married. Y'all did that.
It was.
I don't remember that.
You want to know something even crazier?
Tell me something crazier, man.
The album launch was about a month or two before I proposed.
Really?
What? Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. I feel like
I
it
know.
seemed like it was like right after Jump5,
I know.
and then it was
Yeah, because it was.
done a while
I
before
think
we
it
got
was
married.
September 2010. I proposed to you in November 2010.
Huh.
So
Oh, we're
just-
coming up on that anniversary.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Wow.
Oh, crazy. So yeah, that was it was a lot of fun to get to do that, because that album, I mean, Brittany and I wrote that all ourselves, and that was a lot of fun.
It's a good album. I have not listened to it in forever.
You
We
know
should
where
listen
you
to
can
it.
find it. You can find it on Apple Music.
I'm gonna tell Siri to play it.
Hopefully she plays the right thing. Now, I will say, I think I mentioned this.
That's what we're gonna be playing. A lot of times during school, we'll have music like lightly playing in the background.
That's sweet.
We're gonna be listening to that
Oh,
tomorrow.
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, if you try and find it out there, just know that some other people have decided to use the name Guest as well. So Apple Music, and I think it's on Spotify too, and other platforms. I'm sure. I think it is on Spotify too, other places. It's in multiple places. I think I'm sorry, I don't use Spotify. I am a Apple Music guy. But on Apple Music, at least, anybody that uses the same name, I guess they just combine it to like, oh, this is the same artist because it's the same name. So there are different albums under the name Guest that are not us. The one you're looking for is called Change of Scenery.
It's like heavy metal.
Us?
No,
Are we heavy metal?
I'm just kidding. You said that anything.
No, but the
can
funny
be
is
combined.
there is like a heavy metal one.
Guest.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
there is like one that's like this girl, like a solo
Sings
artist.
opera?
Yeah. So yeah,
So you never know
your
what you
stuff.
don't even know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to listen to it, go check it out. Change of Scenery.
I'm gonna
It's a
listen
lot
to
of
it
fun.
tomorrow.
Yeah. And that was actually a really fun thing. There was, I think, 13 songs on that album. And I
That's good.
remember the recording process of that, because writing it was a lot of fun, and it was just after Jump5 had kind of ended, because like I said, it came out in 2010, but we did release an EP before that. So it wasn't like, 3 years later then an album appeared. No, it took time to build up to that. And
I remember taking
years.
the pictures for the album cover.
Yes, we had different pictures for that. The EP had 3 songs on it that ended up going on the main record anyway, but yeah, we took the pictures for the album artwork for the EP, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was building this. It was something cool because with Jump5, I got to record albums with a record label and do the whole production thing, and it was a whole thing. It was the real deal. And then it was like, this was just, it felt very much
It's your baby.
an indie thing. Well, it was an indie thing. It was independent. We were completely just doing this on our own in my room, and yeah, it was my baby, and I enjoyed it.
Now I'm your baby.
You are my baby. You are my baby for sure. My baby. So we wrote the whole thing, and I remember getting in the studio with some friends to record that whole album, and we had some really great people on there. We had Chris Kimmerer, who was an amazing drummer who helped kind of produce the whole thing with us, and Sean Power. We had tons of people that were playing, and we had live strings on a few of the songs, which was great. I loved that because I love that cinematic feel with piano and strings, and we had an actual cellist. Cellist? Is that how you say it? Cellist. A cello player, a cellist,
yes.
and a violinist out there, and it was great. We had a lot of fun doing that. But the vocals, this was something, I might have shared the story at some point. I don't know. If not, here you go. We had 13 songs that we recorded. 3 of them we had already done for the EP, and we just had them remastered for the full record. So 10 songs that we had to record. We got all the tracks and everything all done with all the drums and bass and all the different instruments. But the vocals I did in my house, in my room. And I was talking with Mark Hammond,
Carter's dad.
The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah. The guy who made Jump5, the music so special. He did a really great job with our vocals back in the day with his equipment. And I was talking to him back then and asked what he was using, and he so graciously, I don't even know why he did this, other than just he being a super awesome guy.
He's the kindest human.
He's so awesome.
Their whole family.
Yes. He let me borrow, thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment to record these vocals in our house. And I set it up. And because I wanted to be respectful of his equipment and his time, I said, I will get this back to you in 1 week. Wow. What a week.
Why did I say that?
I don't remember if it was me saying that or if he needed it back in a week. Whatever it was, we had a week. And this gear was so expensive, and so I wanted to make sure everything was all good, that we set it up, didn't touch it. He gave me the settings of how, because he had all the settings, saved and everything from how we recorded us back in the day, so we knew how to dial it in just right. And I said, we're going to record this.
So you still sounded like Jump5.
Exactly.
Jump5 Brandon.
The same kind of the feel in the microphones and the preamps and all that stuff, compressors, equalizers, all that good stuff. Those are audio terms for those who don't know. Anyway, we had it all dialed in, and we said, if we do this with these amazing microphones and preamps and all these things, we got to get it all done in one go. Because as soon as I get this gear back, if we have to do any pickups and shoot some other things, it sounds like I'm taking a video. If we have to record some different things, it will sound different. So I had this spreadsheet that I had made of every song color-coded by my vocals and Brittany's vocals. And I had it, different boxes for each part that we had to get. Verse, first verse, second verse, chorus, bridge, harmonies, all these different things. Had it all color-coded, had it all broken down, all 10 songs, so we could just go through and just knock it out. That week was the most grueling week that we've had.
I didn't see you that whole week.
I didn't see you at all that week. And it wasn't because I didn't want to. It's just
we were closed in that room for the whole week. The whole week,
from as soon as I woke up to the moment we went to bed, was recording the whole time. And it was in the middle of summer. The room I was in was not the coolest room, and so I had a window air conditioner in there. I had to turn it off when we recorded so it can be nice and quiet in there. So it was not only hours upon hours upon, I wouldn't say probably 18, 19, 20 hours a day. And that's how crazy it was, because we had to get it all done in 7 days.
Did you stop to eat?
Probably had stuff like that. But I felt bad for Brittany because if it was just me like cracking the whip for myself, that's one thing. But I had to have Brittany, doing the same thing too. Of course, whenever I didn't need her, or whenever I was recording my stuff, she obviously could go do something else. And I tried to line it up to where I was respectful of her time too. But it was crazy. And we got it all done. Somehow we got it all done. We shot everything. I think I probably have a picture somewhere. I don't know if I can find it though, of the spreadsheet of it all, like all the boxes checked off and everything, which was a lot of fun. So, but we got it done. I was so grateful that Mark let us use all that equipment, got it back to him in one piece, and
so good.
we had the record there.
And then y'all did some shows.
We did some shows. We went on a little mini Christmas tour with some other artists. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We had a great time. It was just a nice little project that we had, and I mean, we didn't do anything crazy with it. It was really fun for me to get to write, produce, record an entire album from start to finish, and have that as my little baby.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it. It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot of things. At the end, again, it is 12 years old now at this point. I mean, the album came out 12 years ago. And the songs I've been writing those years before that too. So I've had that stuff for a long time, and I enjoyed it. So if you like it, let us know in the comments down below if you listen to it or if you've already heard it before. So
yeah. So tell us about this current song you're writing.
Yeah, I started writing this new one, and I've been trying to do a few things here and there, but this song is the first one that I've actually been able to get through very consistently and try to get through the whole thing. And I'm hoping that it tugs the heartstrings a little bit, but I've been enjoying it. I don't really have much to say on it right now other than stay tuned. Hopefully we'll get it written. You were helping me out the other day with some of that stuff too, so I very much appreciate that.
Felt like old times whenever we do music together, because we used to write together.
We did, and I feel like we're gonna keep doing that again soon in the future, because I have gotten a taste of it again, and I really enjoy it. So I do like it.
Like what you tasted?
I do like it. I do. And something else too. We mentioned it earlier in the episode. A good buddy of ours, Mark Sharudo.
Yes.
This man here, he is the one that's coming up and staying with us for Thanksgiving, which is awesome.
Yes. One of our best friends.
Yes.
He stayed with us. He came up and spent last Thanksgiving with us.
Yes.
He's coming back this Thanksgiving.
He didn't get sick of us last year.
Yeah, so we're so excited. And you know him from, y'all used to work at Apple.
We used to work at Apple together, yes. And we were talking to him earlier today.
And then he moved away.
And but he's going to come back and hang out with us. But he has his own studio. He records music. He actually has his own music. He's done all kinds of stuff. He's had different projects, different bands he's been doing stuff with.
You guys should look him up, listen to his stuff, because it's so good.
It is really good. Yeah. He goes by Mark J on one of the records he's done. It's great stuff. But Rocket Me Nowhere back in the day.
Yes.
That's another throwback for Mark and Nick. Yes. What's up? He probably, I don't know why I said what's up. He probably doesn't watch this. But Mark, hey, if you're still watching, what's up, buddy? The reason why I bring Mark up is because he so graciously said that he would help with some of the production, since he has his own studio. So since I don't really have that here, I could do a whole lot of the software instruments. I did play some guitar on this new song myself, but he's gonna get all the drums and stuff figured out. So he's awesome there. As soon as I can get the song finished and up to him, he said he would take a crack at it. So I appreciate that, buddy.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I would love to keep doing this again. I love being creative. I am so excited to get to do that stuff again, doing more of the video, all that. I want to get more into that. So check it out whenever we post anything. And we appreciate you guys hanging out here. I guess we kind of, that's pretty much a whole episode right there. We talked a lot about mums, I think. Mums were the star of the show.
One can never talk too much about mums.
And see, here we are talking about them again. But I think we'll call it here. I think that's a good amount of time. You guys have been listening to us just go on and on about everything. But if you don't already know, you're probably here watching, so you know this. But if you don't, we have this show on YouTube through youtube.com/Hargests on Deck. You can watch us on the couches, there's 2 chairs here, hanging out in our living room. Or if you want to listen to it on audio, we have it on all audio platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, and all the other things. And if you don't mind leaving a comment, like, and a subscribe to all of the platforms that allow that, all the things that influencers say, we'd appreciate that because it does help us grow, and we would love to do more of this for you guys. So the more we can grow organically,
more we can go.
That's a good way to say it, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to roll with that. We appreciate you guys so much. We thank you for hanging out with us, and we're going to try and be more consistent. One more thing too, if you want to see if something's coming up and we're not going to post, because we usually post every Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. If we're not going to post a certain week, check out our Instagram at Hargests on Deck. That's where we post things. You can check out there.
Fun stories usually.
Fun stories, all kinds of stuff like that. Oh, on stories?
I'm saying...
Did you say on stories or fun stories?
No, I'm saying... If we are not going to, if we're going to be out a week, we usually will let you know on our stories.
So on stories, what you said.
On stories.
I thought you said fun stories. And I was
they're
like,
not
fun stories. I don't know. You were just saying it's we're going to post
it's
it.
Just, we just are giving information.
Yes. And, little
we should probably make them more
shameless plug. It's not really shameless because I have no shame in saying this. Check out Ashley's Instagram as well. She's growing there. It's quite entertaining. Go check out her reels that she does quite often. So check us out there, and that's where you get your news, since that's where we post for whenever we're posting our podcast. So, thanks, guys.
Thanks. Y'all are the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
for chilling by the fire on this beautiful October evening.
I appreciate you.
Me. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I like
with
that.
You guys.
Well,
yeah.
I guess that's where we say our goodbyes.
Yeah,
Have a good night.
Love
we'll
you guys.
see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
See ya.